Hey guys, what's going on? Will here, Flawless Exotic Creations, coming to you guys with another video. And this is the week of NARBC Tinley. So we are super excited, and this is a prime opportunity to talk to my beautiful people about I guess our process. Again, we're going to do a disclaimer right here at the beginning of the video. Our way is not the only way. It is a way. This is the way we choose to try to venture off and diversify into a new business, being Flawless Exotic Creations, stemming from Flawless Crested Geckos, all under the Flawless brand. Hopefully these videos that we put out try to help the community, help the industry, help keepers, help breeders, help aspiring breeders get into the game. And hopefully you can get in where you fit in, wherever you want. You don't have to necessarily, you know, be a Ozzy, a Justin, a Bob, a Us, Leviathan. You can do it, you know, your own way. These videos are hopefully to put out a lot of content for you to review, inform you of a lot of things, sometimes educate you on some things, and at least point you in the right direction that you want to go in. So the gist of this video is, hang in there with me guys. It's going to be a really tough video to kind of verbalize. It was much better putting pen to paper and kind of devising a business plan instead of, you know, kind of trying to shoot it to you guys straight on video in one take. But we've received this question several times about, you know, here it is, Tinley's here. We're going to be vending Flawless Crested Geckos. Come stop by the booth, say what's up, take pictures. We love seeing you guys. We love meeting and greeting new people, especially our buddies and friends. Come hang out with us. But we receive the question all the time. You guys are vending with geckos, with the crested geckos, and not the ball pythons? And yeah, that's our business plan. We've been doing crested geckos now 8 years. And for the first 3-4 years, we didn't vend a single show at all. We pushed all of our marketing, advertising, and promotion dollars were pushed online through various avenues: Instagram, Facebook, Google ads, fauna classifieds. And what I mean by that, we actually sponsored fauna classifieds to be like one of the brands that's put up there when you go to the site, not necessarily classifieds. We were not always looking sell. We was just looking promote. So hopefully you guys can take some notes from some of this. Maybe it's not for you, but we want to at least lay it out there on why we do some of the things that we do. So the reason we do not vend with the ball pythons yet is because we're not there yet. It's not in our business plan to be there yet. It is our opinion. Again, that's why we don't want to rub anyone the wrong way. If your plan is different than ours, it's perfectly fine. You know, multiple people could have different lanes in this thing. But it is not in our business plan to vend with the ball pythons as of yet. Maybe year 4, year 5, we probably will. We look at vending quite different than probably the majority of breeders look at vending. We analyzed it from the outside looking in. We looked at it from Bob's perspective, from Justin at Canova perspective, from Ozzy's perspective, where Ozzy's the drastic end of the spectrum where he doesn't vend. We don't want to be that drastic, but we see the viewpoint of why. We want to be kind of middle ground, upper the middle ground where Justin is. And no, I'm not trying to say that Flawless Exotic Creations is going to be the next Canova. That's not our aspirations. We want to kind of etch out our own lane in the industry and progress from there. But in doing this, we come across a lot of new people like ourselves, and in our opinion, they look at it, you know, as the glass half empty when we're looking at it as the glass is half full. And some people prepare themselves actually for failure, in our opinion. So when you're getting a business off the ground, let's say we didn't have the Flawless brand at all and we wanted to get into ball pythons, it don't matter what your lane is. It could be, you know, incomplete dominant, it could be recessive, it could be middle ground to lower end snakes. The mindset is where we need to educate, inform, and better ourselves. We come across a lot of people slide into our inbox and we communicate back and forth. A lot of people are shy. They're working on their their people skills, because you have to know how to talk to people to make people feel welcome to come to you. And their first thing about establishing their business every single time, literally 9 out of 10 people that we speak to that's getting into the ball python game is, you know, they love what we're doing. They're motivated, they're inspired. We're like, yes, that's what we want. And they can't wait to vend their first show. And it's not the right vision in our opinion, because our goal for vending shows, this is gonna sound crazy to you guys. Our goal of the vending shows is not to make money. It's not to make money. We would love to be able to vend more and more and more shows. Okay, our purpose of vending shows is to network and to get out amongst the people. We can carry a business expense over to our CPA for tax purposes for our business, and you know, whatever those expenses may be, cool. But we can also sell just enough, hopefully, to cover whatever expenses. If not, it's already paid for pretty much before we leave, you know, here the Flawless compound. We want to bring up the industry, so we don't want to start vending until we have that ace in the hole where we're like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. Like the Canovas we see, like the Best Dressed Balls, like the, you know, the Bobs, you know, the Josh Jackie, you know, Ball Python Shed, Levant's, Straight Fire. These guys, man, I go to Levant's table every time we go to Tinley. You know, he has something new on the table where it's like, hey, guess the jeans. You know, not really putting it out there. And he collects a crowd to his table that's so inspired, motivated by what he's created, that everyone's looking to try to, you know, not necessarily beat that, but guess the jean combo. So, you know, they're impressed on where he took those jeans in that project, and trying to have a vision for what they want to do next. So we're not there at that level yet, but we aim to be in our own lane to do that. Look at what Justin does. You know, we admire exactly everything that he's been doing for the most part. You know, he shows up to a show and, okay, yeah, he may have a couple snakes here or there for sale. That man is not trying to peddle snakes at the show. He's gonna make his sales whether he's at that show or not. And I feel that he's gonna make his sales no matter what. Is because of the branding behind him, the name he's made for himself, and all the hard work over the years that he's done. This is what I do want you guys to get from this specific video. Times is always changing. This is not shade thrown at the guys that's been in it 20 plus years, but this isn't 20 plus years ago. Okay, so 20 plus years ago, you know, before the internet boom, back when they had the boards and, you know, the comments and messages and things like that, message boards, you know, you can go, and the gist of the entire industry, of the entire hobby, was going to be made at these trade shows. You were going to make a huge impact at these shows. So that kind of reigned supreme in the business world, because it was a lot of hand-to-hand transactions. You know, this before PayPal, before all this, you know, credit cards and being able to be, it was before all of this. These people have been in the game that long, and it's awesome. But guess what? Times have changed. We're in a social media, you know, era right now. We're not going there, we're here already. Being that we're here, you're seeing people that were, you know, the dinosaurs that's doing very, very well now, very, very successful, transition to the internet and the social media world, where you can reach far more people than just one show, multiple shows. So some people, they went 100% online to do that, which is what we chose to do initially first. That way we can bring in revenue which we've done so, and even in the first year, blew through our expectations, thank goodness. But while doing that, we can also spend those dollars, that revenue, by being able to go then sooner rather than later, and not worry about spending a profit, you know, making a profit at doing that show. That's not going to be the main #1 concern. We want to be in that mindset of the Justins, the Canovas, to show off some of the best stuff, you know, that we've produced, while also having some things available for purchase on the table. We find that if you stay in the old school mindset with and be reluctant to change, you can cause a lot of problems for your business. If you're not going to do any social media whatsoever, if you're not going to do morph market or any avenue for any type of retail online sales, then you're going to be stuck. You're going to be stuck doing, you know, 52 shows out of 52 weekends. You're going to be stuck where if you can't make it to a show because of a family issue, family, God forbid, family death, or health reasons, you can't make it to the show, you have no revenue, period. You have no revenue, nothing. If your business can deal with that, then maybe you're making the right decision. Again, these are all things you need to think about. This is why we chose in both businesses to push online first and then start vending shows after. But if you don't transition out of the older mindset into the present times, you're going to be stuck and you're going to be left behind. That's why I feel also that if you don't continue to push the industry, look at some of the combos. Not gonna throw any out there. Every single combo I speak about is someone's favorite. But some of the combos, some of the simple combos where, you know, simple double recessives or whatever it may be are dropping drastically in price. It's because people lack creativity. Most of the people that did have the creativity to push those genes further have those same, you know, recessive combos with a couple with 1 or 2 or 3 codoms in it, and it's literally 3 or 4 times the price of the simple combo. Make sure you're making what you need in your collection to progress forward. But to stay on track with this specific video, you'll find that if you stay old school mindset, you're gonna find yourself, I'm gonna date myself a little bit, guys, because I remember with my aunts and, you know, and my grandma, way back when we used to go to like the swap meets like they used to have on Saturdays, and, you know, get school clothes and supplies and things for the house here and there. And, you know, you'll have a whole bunch of people that had, you know, 9 to 5s, there's nothing wrong with that, and they had this business, you know, where they had this trade skill where they would knit or do these different things, and on Saturdays they would go to the swap meet, pay, have a table, and sell these items to the people, which were us. And we'll pick up a few items here and there, but then after a while you'll see that if you're going here and for some statues, you'll see that, oh, well, it used to be 2 people that had statues, now it's 10 different vendors. And now you're going here because you wanted to pick up a handmade blanket. It used to be only 1 person making handmade specialized blankets, and now there's 20 different people. So what am I getting at? I'm getting that if you stay with the just strictly old school mindset, where you're not going to push your genes along, you're not going to shoot for what you're going to chase and carry that project to, you're going to keep, you know, reciprocating the same thing over and over and over for years and years and years on end. Ultimately, newer breeders, other breeders are going to produce what you're going to be producing. You're no longer going to be 1 out of 5 vendors with said project. You're going to be 1 out of 50 vendors at the show with said project. And if you're 1 out of 50, we're going to go back to that same thing we've been pushing. Business is simple. Supply and demand. Now you got a lot of grunt work because you got 50 vendors in a venue that's all competing for the same customers. Now the only thing that's left to be different, when you have no online presence, you have no videos or in social media, because this stuff does help. We've sold several snakes strictly through YouTube videos, which surprised us drastically. I'm being honest with you guys, that was not an avenue that we expected. We are monetized now, thank goodness. Very, very happy. We're not making a ton of money, probably $2-3 every day through the ad. So we appreciate you guys watching, and definitely subscribe. But we were looking at that revenue aspect as far as we're planning for the long haul. So 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, we want to say, hey, we made this video 10 years ago and we got, you know, 70,000 views on it. So over the years it accumulated some revenue for the business. We were not conscious enough to think ahead and say, hey, somebody watched and reached out to us and said they wanted something we had available. Something very simple, but we never thought about it like that. But those are all the reasons why we are not vending with the snakes just yet, and also a better mindset to have. If you're starting and you just want to vend, it's fine. Just make sure you're gonna understand that it's just an expense. If you're gonna go set up your tablecloth, set up your displays or your deli cups, whatever you have to vend, and you don't have a name, don't have a brand, just understand you're going there to pay that $100, $200, whatever it is for that table to network. That's gonna be an expense. Understand that it's not the same to sell, you know, 1, 2, 3 snakes at a show with no brand, no name or anything behind you, and think of it as successful. That's just an opinion. Are you getting your name out there? Absolutely. But you know, even middle ground, let's say you do $200 a snake, you sell 3 snakes, that's $600. Let's say you did a 2-day show, 1 state away from where you are, you're gonna stay at a hotel for 2 nights. By the time you leave your home, gas, food, show expense, and return home, you're already done spent the entire $600. You say, hey, I broke even. No, you didn't. You didn't break even. You didn't break even because you had 3 snakes that were sellable snakes that left your inventory, that went to great homes. Okay, you received $600 revenue for said snakes. You used $600 to pay for all of your expenses, including your time to go out there and return home. So in theory, you still didn't break even, because once you returned home, you're still short 3 snakes. But still, if that's something that you're willing to do, that's fine. But your marketing and advertising dollars can go further if you design your business plan just a little bit better. Push your brand out there, network, engagement, you know, get on other people's lives, get on other people's posts, join the community is basically the message I'm trying to put out there for you guys. And for us, over time, we will be vending, but it's much better, because the same thing on the Crested Gecko level, we're much better off being able to vend a show where it costs us $2 grand, you know, $2,500, including hotel and everything, food expenses for the entire weekend, including tables, and go there and sell, let's say 10 geckos and bring in $1,000. We see it a lot of the time where, okay, if a vendor has done that and the show is over, you know, their smiles turn to frowns. Ours not necessarily would be that way, because you have to think about the times that we're not at shows, you know, the weeks on end where we're making sale after sale from the comforts of your home, you know, sitting at home in your underwear, you know, making sales, but still networking at the same time, because you're on social media and you're engaged in the actual community. So it's a mental gem to think about it deeply. Our opinion is, getting started is not necessarily don't do a show. Vend a show, definitely. Vending is always going to be there for us, but you need to do it as, let's say, marketing and promoting, networking, and sales will be a perk added on top of that. And if you can truly get in the black from doing this show, that's a major perk. But first, I would say, to lower your expense, your best bet is to do online. It is to jump on old faithful Facebook, you know, get in some of the groups. There are ways to alleviate some of the hate messages and comments. We don't engage in any negativity whatsoever. If we don't have something positive to say about anything, we don't want to say anything at all. So as long as you address everything and deal with everything in a positive manner, you know, reach out to us if you have anything specific to ask us about. We'd definitely love to help absolutely anyone. Hit that subscribe subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Hopefully this message finds you doing very, very well. And if you guys are going to be at Tinley, stop by, say what's up, take pictures. We love it all. Bring it on. We love you guys. It's Will, Flawless Exotic Creations, and we out.